7:30 kickoff against. This is a test. Leeds United starting 11 is. Well, a warm welcome along then to LUTV's coverage of this PL2 game, Division 2 clash between Leeds United and West Bromwich Albion. It is, of course, the game at Thorpe Arch this afternoon. It is a 1:30 kickoff, and we will have coverage for you very shortly. Myself, Tom Hill, and Ben Parker will bring you all the action today. A bit of a catch-up, really, before we get into what will be the next 90 minutes of action. The table is looking pretty good for Leeds United's point of view. Second in the league, they're 3 points behind Middlesbrough, but West Brom do have 2 games in hand and they are just 2 points behind them in the table. So it goes Middlesbrough, Leeds, Norwich, Sunderland and West Brom. So the Baggies will be hoping to try and cut the gap. Leeds' first game, this at 23 levels since the international break, hoping to bounce back after that disappointing defeat against Newcastle. The last 5 is a win over Borough, beaten by Reading, 2 wins back-to-back over Norwich and Crystal Palace before that Newcastle defeat. Leeds, though, do have the record of being unbeaten in 4 at home, 1 draw and 3 wins. West Brom have the 1 defeat in 5. That's back-to-back wins for them. That defeat coming against Fulham. Leeds know all about Fulham having played them in the Premier League Cup for a couple of campaigns, and they're managed by former striker Dion Burton. So plenty of young academy players to I guess, analyse and look through. Leeds United have once again got to try and handle another step up against a team that have been at this level for a little bit longer. So Palace's draw against West Brom was their 5th game ago. Then they've lost to Fulham, drawn with Reading, and since beaten Newcastle and Borough. So it just shows you the sort of test we've got today. Leeds losing to Newcastle, and this West Brom side got the better of them. Some games today that are currently taking place. There were 2 1 o'clock kickoffs. That's Newcastle versus Norwich and Sunderland currently losing to Crystal Palace. As you can see, Burnley will host Fulham at 2, and then later this evening it is Stoke versus Aston Villa. So the team for Leeds United today, before we get the players just coming round the side of Thorpe Arch onto the pitch. Leeds go with Kiko Casilla, Niall Huggins, Leif Davis, Ole Casey, Charlie Cresswell, Cody Drameh, Jan Paveda, Stuart McKinstry, Bobby Camworth, Rodrigo Moreno and Liam McCarran. Mark Jackson's bench today, Delia Krapil, Pascal Stroik, Tyler Roberts, Helder Costa and Sam Greenwood. For West Brom today it is Sam French, Axon White, George Harman, Caleb Taylor, Tom Sharp, Tom Solanke, Taylor Gardner-Hickman, Toby King, Sheik Darby, Rika Richards and Therese Dice. On the bench for the Baggies it is Zach Delaney, Max Boric, Rio Texera, Mo Fowle and Jovan Malcolm. So then, as I said earlier, joined by Ben Parker. And Ben, it was disappointment last time out for us in the 23's campaign against Newcastle. Started oh so brightly and tailed off to that defeat. A couple of weeks break, I get refreshed, rejuvenated, the players hopefully getting back to winning ways, and that's another very strong starting 11 for Leeds.
Yeah, it is. Good afternoon, Tom. Good afternoon, everybody else. Really looking forward to this game, as you say, trying to bounce back after that hugely disappointed game when for the first 30-35 minutes we're firmly on top, playing some lovely stuff, created some chances, scored some great goals, but then just mentally slackened off in the second half. And we've seen so far in this campaign, if you're not bang at it for the full 90 minutes you will get punished. But seeing Rodrigo, that's the standout name today. I'm really excited to see him. I fully expect likes of him, maybe a couple of others, to only play 45 minutes. So look, let's enjoy him while we can. But that's going to be the key as well. If some of these players are only going to be playing 45 minutes, it's important we stay focused for the full game, not thinking about changes that might happen, because we've got a great opportunity today to go level on points with Middlesbrough at top of the table.
Yeah, we have, and as you say, we're still waiting for the 2 teams. Slight delay to proceedings with neither squad just ready, or the officials. But in terms of the fixtures, those games today, I do have big meaning on the table around Leeds United. Aston Villa playing later tonight. That's a result Leeds will look out for, because Leeds do play them next in a couple of weeks' time. As I mentioned earlier, West Brom do have games in hand. They will play Sunderland next. And of course they'll play Sunderland, who are above them. So it promises to be a really interesting tie, this one, because with West Brom doing so well in the table, yet they've played 2 games less, it just shows you the potential they've got in that squad. And Leeds, as Ben mentioned, will probably look to make their changes throughout the game. It was against Norwich where we saw a few more first teamers. Pablo Hernandez was one. Rafinha, who did well against Arsenal last night, he was another that got to play for that game and try and get some energy into the legs. And we're looking at the team, Ben, I asked you before kick-off that Do we think, because of the numbers being a bit more structured at 23's level, do we think Niall Huggins will play right wing back? Because we've seen him play left wing back, and we're expecting a bit of a mix today. We could see a back three, which is what we're perhaps thinking. Ollie Casey maybe sitting a little bit further in front of maybe Cresswell and Cody Drameh. Yeah,
we could see 2, 3, maybe 4 different formation changes as the game develops. It's not something new that we've seen with the under-23s or the first team, but the players will be well drilled. They'll be really excited for this game. And you're right, Niall Huggins, we've seen him a lot that left back, wing back position this season, and I think he's been excellent. So with him switching to the right hand side, he's naturally right forward. It won't be too much of a problem for him. Having Cody Drameh probably just tucked him behind him as well, just give him that reassurance. But it's going forward, can we get that movement, can we get that fluidity that was so good at times? And again, I just go back to the point of the mentality of the players, more the young players, because for the last 2.5 years, where we've seen the senior players dropping down to the under-23s, I think the attitude's been absolutely superb, and I fully expect it to happen today. So these young players will be so excited to play with our record signing. We've seen what an impact he can have on the first team. When he came on yesterday against Arsenal, almost changed the game for our favour. In our favour, that effort when tried to curl it into the top corner, smashing the woodwork. It's going to be, like I say, a good experience for the young players, but one I know I'm sure they'll be stepping up to the challenge for.
Yeah, not too bad conditions either. Leeds will be hoping, as I say earlier, unbeaten in 4 to take that record to 5 was some feat, especially at this level. Would certainly be something that will be no mean feat, really, because we've seen, as you mentioned earlier, Ben, about how tough it is in this league. To go 5 unbeaten at home after the start we had with that defeat at Stoke would be some achievement.
And the games and the teams that we've played have been tricky opponents, some good players. But again, we've stepped up to the challenge. And yeah, we know this season's going to be a bit of a learning curve. There's going to be some ups, there's going to be some downs. But it's how you can learn, how you can develop. And when we spoke to Mark Jackson, that's what he's interested in, how players can just keep the mindset strong, move on to the next game, move on to the next challenges, but learn from the previous game, whether if you've beat a team by 3-4 goals or whether you conceded a last-minute winner. It's all about learning, all about developing, building those little blocks, trying to be successful, and everyone in this team wants to play in the first team, so it's about learning and development.
Yeah, it certainly is. So again, a reminder of that Leeds team today is Casilla, Huggins, Davis, Casey, Cresswell, Drameh, Poveda, McKinstry, Camworth, Moreno and McCarran, and it is a bench of Eli Capil, Stroik, Roberts, Costa and Greenwood. The teams for the Baggies once more is French, White, Harmon, Taylor, Sharp, Solanke, Gardner, Hickman, King, Diaby, Richards and Dice. And the bench for West Brom today, which is managed by Dion Burton, is Delaney, Borrock, Teixeira, Fall and Malcolm. Other games, as we say, is Newcastle, Norwich, Sunderland, Crystal Palace, Burnley, Fulham, Stoke and Aston Villa. So for now, has been a slightly later kick-off. It is a 2 o'clock start now rather than the 1:30 that we expected at Thorpe Park. So we will be back at the time of 2 p.m. We'll rerun the teams and the table, as well as hopefully bring the 90 minutes. So for now, it's goodbye, and we're back in around 20 minutes time. Welcome back then to LUTV's coverage of what hopefully is a game that will eventually get underway. We had a slight delayed kickoff for this Leeds United versus West Brom clash at Thorpe Arch, as the players now have to dodge the sprinklers. So dodging the 1:30 kickoff and hopefully get underway as soon as possible as the players do get into position. West Brom's players just have a couple last minute preparations as they get underway. We do have a slight change to the team. Sam Greenwood comes in for Stuart McKinstry. That was a change to the starting 11, so it's Kiko Casilla, Niall Huggins, Leif Davis, Ollie Casey, Charlie Cresswell, Claudio Drami, Jan Poveda, Bobby Canwa, Rodrigo Moreno, Liam McCarran and Sam Greenwood. The bench for Leeds: Elia Capil, Pascal Stroy, Tara Roberts, Helder Costa. For the baggies today, it is Sam French, Axon White, George Harmon, Caleb Taylor, Tom Sharp, Tom Solanke, Taylor Gardner-Hickman, Toby King, Sheik Darby, Rika Richards, Therese Dice, and the bench for the baggies is Zach Delaney, Max Burrock, Aria Texera, Mo Fallop and Jovan Malcolm. As I told you earlier, we do have some games going on. Newcastle, Norwich, Sunderland, Palace, both at half time. They were 1 o'clock kickoffs. Burnley, Fulham starts around about now. And later today is Stoke versus Aston Villa. All of those games do have an impact on the table around Leeds United. As you can see, the scores: Palace currently leading Sunderland for the time being, and the Canaries winning away at Newcastle. Leeds play Aston Villa next. West Brom take on Sunderland. So all these teams around each other as the coaching staff prepare for kickoff. Slight delay to 2 o'clock. These players have obviously got better things to do, Ben, than me and you today.
Well, I hope they're not too bad at seeing in the dark, because by the time this game's coming to a close, it could very well be that. But we spoke about mentality quite a bit just before the 1:30 kind of showing, and we were saying the mentality for the boys towards this game has got to be strong, can't slack off. And this little half an hour, little pause into the game, hopefully they can stay strong, focus on what they need to do. We need to go off to a quick start.
Yes, hopefully that's the case. Davis goes down the line to Greenwood, who's stopped in his tracks illegally by the West Brom defender. So it's going to be a bit of a mix really with Leeds. Sam Greenwood is normally an out-and-out forward. Bobby Canwa has played other positions for the Whites, played down the flanks, but the last 6 months or so he has played more of a number 9 centre forward, used his pace and his strength. You have a mix of potentially a back 3 today for Leeds, or the normal back 4 with Casey sitting in front, which looks like it could be the case for now. Drama playing right centre half with Niall Huggins at right back. Another position where we can see Huggins try and flourish. He's normally played at left wing back, or for a spell a couple of weeks ago he played in the number 10 role. So Leeds knocking the ball around, trying to keep things nice and tight as Cresswell looks back for Davis. Davis's pass takes a deflection. It will be a throw in. Rodrigo just occupying the central number 10 role as well for now. So it does look like Greenwood in the first few minutes, Ben, is going to play more of a number 8 role, sit a little bit deeper than the likes of Poveda, Rodrigo and Canwa. So a bit of a new role we've not seen him in. Yeah,
a couple of players mentioned Niall Huggins earlier on the show as well, about he's been playing on the left-hand side, whether it's left back, left wing back on the ball now. He's occupying a natural right back position, but he's naturally right forward. Shouldn't be too much of a problem for him. And you're right with Greenwood, only ever seen him play is that number 9, so slightly different. It's more the tactical side of where we haven't got the ball, defensive duties. That'll be the key for him today, because yeah, it'll be good going forward, linking up the play with Bobby Canwa and Rodrigo in those central areas, but on the flip side of that, he'll have to stay with his runners, track third man runs, and do the other side of the game, which might not come too natural to him.
It'll be a different task for him if he has to stay in that role he's currently occupying. Davis now tries to put pressure on the number 7 of Hickman. It's cleared away by Sam French. Cresswell's got work to do as they've kept that ball in play. The baggies, it's good work from Jake Diaby. Axon White. Canwa trying to put the pressure on. And Drami and Cresswell, Drami and Davis getting in each other's way. But it worked out well for Leeds, who eventually play it towards Huggins, just spotting Greenwood making a lot of forward runs. He's certainly determined to make things a little bit more open in the middle of midfield. Here is Drami. Good ball, and he's into Poveda. Got a spot off the bench against Arsenal. That's a poor pass. He's given the ball to Diaby. Cresswell's trying to chase back. That's a good tackle from Cresswell. Diaby needs to do the same, and he flies into the tackle. Referee said it's a ball-winning one, and Poveda's come back to help out. And there is Greenwood up to Canwa. Leeds will concede a throw-in, but it's probably better than what could have been, Ben, with the pass from Poveda a little bit Lady to say the least.
Look, I just think it's an expected start, both teams. That half-an-hour delay always seems to be a scrappy start whenever you get that. Just a few misplaced passes from both teams. Just hopefully we'll get settled into a rhythm soon, though.
West Brom wanted a free kick. Leeds were expecting the referee to stop. Davis has Cresswell just behind him. Karen a bit further down the line as he just readjusts the boots. Davis to Cassia. Huggins has seen plenty of the ball inside the first 5 minutes. Again, Greenwood making an ambitious run down the right touchline, always trying to drive the West Brom midfield back. Here's Casey. Cameron looking for Rodrigo. It's just going to trickle out of play. Good movement again, though, Ben. Seeing Davis come one way inside, then Rodrigo going down the outside. Leeds not short of options again in that midfield position.
No, there won't be. And you can see Rodrigo there. He'll be just trying to get those minutes under his belt. That layoff due to COVID reasons. I thought he looked so sharp yet again against Arsenal yesterday when he came on. Mentioned him so nearly with a match winner, that fantastic effort that hit the woodwork. So if they can get those minutes and be prepared for the weekend then.
Yeah, Davis caused a few problems at the doors for Leeds. He's very strong. Hold-up play's been pretty effective. Leeds need to try and make sure they don't bring him to ground illegally, as Rodrigo's got work to do defensively. There's a good tackle by Greenwood. West Brom coming again. Rodrigo the closest to it. Davis now trying to mark up and stay touch tight. Gets a little shoulder in, nothing wrong with that, but West Brom keep it. They're in a bit of a spring in their step now, West Brom, but another good tackle by Huggins, and here comes Poveda. Needs to be a bit quicker on the counter. Poveda just slows things down, tries to pick out Rodrigo. West Brom deal with it, but Greenwood nips in again. That's two great interceptions, try to take them on. Poveda with a nutmeg, but it's to nobody on that far side, but Sam Greenwood's showing a bit of pace in the middle. West Brom might get this ball to come back, and declare the advantage gone straight over the top, and the referee, he's going to let the game flow. But Sam Greenwood normally in the number 9 position, Ben, running through the channels trying to stay on side, and in the number 8 shirt today instead of McKinstry. It's been pretty effective so far. Offside flag comes up against Camwa, but showing a great attitude, Greenwood, that he's going to have to do a different role today. But inside the first 6 minutes, Ben, it's big effort from him so far.
I was going to say early part of the game, but it's shown twice now defensive duties that we spoke what he needs to do. First of all, in and around our own box defending, puts a great little block in, and then that interception in the middle of the park, they're so vital, those, in how we want to play, get on the front foot in the transitions. But no, we all know Bielsa as well. He likes his players to play 2-3 different positions. This might be his next position, Tom.
Yeah, he's playing deep again, trying to track the runner. As we know, Leeds like to mark man to man as McCarran has to come across. Shot's going to come in. It's a tame one. Kissia easily deals with that before trying to pick out Huggins, which he has done a couple of times so far today. Huggins does what he does best, takes them on, tries to drive the ball downfield, wins Leeds United a throw-in. It's a new partnership for him and Poveda. Not seen them two together. Rodrigo, the man he picks out with a throw-in into Poveda again. First touch, and he needs to be a bit sharper. West Brom just a little bit quicker to the second ball so far today. Of course, that can change in time. Drame back to Cresswell. Karam with a neat turn, now plays the ball into Camwa. Camwa looks for Rodrigo. Pass is on, but he just has to hold up play for a second. It's really good composed play from Leeds' number 10. There is Davis. Davis is caught late, no free kick given, and West Brom will break. It's been a bit end-to-end, a bit frantic this game so far, and Liam McCarron decides to take one for the team. He might be carded for that. It's in a lot more attacking position. I was going to say, I bet Leif Davis has got something to say about that. And there we go. I think he's got a point, Ben. He was certainly the tackle came in pretty late, and I think that's why McCarron's got no choice. His left back's behind him. They're on the attack, and he's thought, well, if I don't bring him down, they've got a chance to shoot.
Yeah, it's one of those with Leif Davis. Just want to see him move the ball a little bit quicker. He might have got caught, yes, but I think the referee saw that the pass was going nowhere. Not really, kind of too much urgency in the pass. And sometimes you don't get away with those as a fullback. I've been there myself. You try and convince the referee it's a free kick. He didn't buy it, and then McCarron, I think he was trying to get out of the way. But as soon as you make contact, it's always going to be yellow card. Dangerous situation now.
Yeah, stood over this is Tony's dice. He's going to try and float it in left-footed. Rodrigo gets ahead to it. Casilla comes. The shot's going to come in, and it's fired past him at the near post. And it looks to be onside. And it looks like it's Diaby that's finished, and West Brom will celebrate. And what is a good start. They've been the better team inside the first 10 minutes. Leeds with this delayed kick-off, change to the starting 11. Haven't looked as settled as we would like. And maybe just not dealing with it very well. The header at the edge of the box. It's a poor ball in, Ben, to be honest. They've just got a little fortune with the header going the wrong way, and keeper from there perhaps should be doing a little better.
I think the goal just sums up his performance so far in the 10 minutes. Just scrappy. No one really kind of taking control. You know, it just looks a really untidy goal to give away. I think it was Rodrigo with the first header, but he should be getting a call from somebody behind him to kind of leave that, and then someone just stepping onto the ball, because you're right, the delivery was awful, and too much space time, find a goal down.
Yeah, here's Paveda trying to make amends straight away. McCarron goes near post. It's unlucky that from Liam McCarron. Heads down low into the side netting. A little bit scrappy himself, but it's good to see him try to feed off them. As you mentioned earlier on, West Brom do have 2 games in hand, and a lot of these teams above them, Leeds being one of them, Middlesbrough another. So a win today will certainly put the pressure on. It's all getting a bit congested at the top of the table. And what is going to be a busy few months, no international breaks now until March. Of course, do have the winter break for Christmas, which Leeds will play 3 more games before that. Keeper slips, but still gets a decent bit of power on that clearance. Casey with the header, Camwa looking for Rodrigo. 2 West Brom players getting each other's way. He's worked it quite well though, as Cresswell's got a battle on his hands to get to the ball ahead of Diaby. And now back with Casilla. Cresswell's seen plenty of the ball. Davis to McCarron, it's better from Leeds. Up to Camwa, who has to hold it and does very well. And 3 West Brom players around him, so certainly could have lost out there. Greenwood from McCarron. Greenwood is clipped. Referee says free kick. That's what we need, Ben. 5-10 minutes where it's a little bit sharper in possession. Try and go through the middle of the midfield. You often see the number 4, the number 8 connect everything. Normally it's Jenkins in there, but bit of a change in system today for Leeds as Davis tries to loop it down the line to Camwa. Can try and spin his defender if he's sharp enough. He's nearly done that. Bit touch tight there. Up to Greenwood. It's going to fall to McCarron. Can he get out of his feet? Defender gets there first. It's really determined play from both sets of players. And Liam McCarron again trying to just fight away, Ben, and nearly forces something out of nothing. Yeah, it just didn't quite fall to him. You just hope it would a little couple of ricochets, and if it did do it, it's certainly put it in the back of the net. But since that goal West Brom we've woken up. The tempo certainly increased from us. We'll look a far better outfit now. Yeah, Greenwood, the man that's come across to take this. Plenty of bodies in the box for Leeds. Davis is at the near post. It's floated to the far post. Camwa. Rodrigo trying to get underneath it. Davis has got to be quick here. Diaby's coming. It's good work from Davis. And Greenwood trying to hold up play. Can he get a ball into the box? Good strength from Greenwood. Led away at the near post. West Brom still under a bit of pressure. Greenwood does well to not give a free kick away. Davis, one of the key components of the fight back, but better from Leeds last few minutes as Drame's put a bit too much power on that. Now Huggins has to be quick. Luckily for Leeds he is. And he will now just reset things by going back to Casilla, who in turn comes across to Cresswell. So West Brom, a bit different approach from them. We've seen a couple of teams last few weeks, the likes of Crystal Palace and Newcastle, not really put too much pressure on the Whites' defence until they got into the middle of the centre circle and beyond. They were given a bit too much time, but we've seen fits and starts of Diaby and co pushing up and try to certainly attack Leif Davis at the wing-back role.
I think it just shows the confidence they have got. I think they've seen we haven't started too well. In possession, they've not been too great. Obviously getting that early goal as well gives them a massive confidence boost. But no, we've responded really well since that goal. I can just say that the tempo is visibly clear that we have.
Yeah, Huggins goes for ambitious pass. Good work from Camworth. Davis gets it now. He's got McCarran, who can be quick and got a trick or two up his sleeve as Camworth gets it now. Needs to get a bit of more air on that ball, looking for Rodrigo. Casey nips in with a vital header. Camworth once again trying to help out. Drame puts his head in where it hurts, and he will get a free kick for Leeds. Just for a second there, Huggins' pass was a bit wayward, but if you looked at the Leeds positioning, everyone was playing in a forward position. Nobody just sitting back a little bit to help out. Movement could do with a bit more communication, just trying to help each other along. Green was doing just that now, coming short, but that ball's played in behind him. Huggins, great interception. Rodrigo now trying to take charge. Beautiful flick to Camworth. Now Camworth going for goal. Right footed strike, just wide. And Bobby Camworth actually made that look a little bit more difficult than he needed to, but he had the touches Ben required to get the shot away. So I thought he was going to hit it first time, but a couple of drag backs. There was an option to replay the pass and play Rodrigo back in, but he went for goal. And it's not too far away as well.
No, it wasn't. Just wide of that post. But again, winning second balls, turnovers high up the pitch. Bobby Camworth, the first 15.5 minutes, he's looked really sharp, good footwork, been a good focal point. There, be disappointed that he hasn't hit the target. But again, just another sign of his tempo being increased. And every time you win a game of football, you have to do the basics. That's the first and foremost. Getting in people's faces, winning the ball high, winning 1v1 battles, and then the quality on top of that. So it's good to see that we're finally starting to do that now.
Yeah, lovely. Delicate touch from Huggins to Casey. Casey floats over the top looking for Rodrigo. It's just going to be too powerful, but it's a good idea that from Leeds. And again, there's Bobby Camworth setting off, trying to put the pressure on. Nearly forces the mistake. Huggins goes down, referee says it's a free kick, and West Brom are going to be bang up for this. They've, as Ben mentioned, identified what they believe is a few weaknesses. They're trying to exploit them. This game could be stretched at times, as Drame's just given the ball away. It's a really poor pass. That's twice now. Leeds in a very similar area have done just that. Here comes Cresswell to nip in, and it's vital that he does. Just seen errors. I saw Pervader's pass earlier. That time it's Cody Drame, and it's not like Leeds this. They're a bit slow at the back as they've come flying out of defence. Cresswell stands up. There's McCarran. Leeds do get the throw in. A little bit fortunate. I think we are just seeing it, Ben, that it's the first game back after a couple of weeks off. Maybe intensity is not as high, that routine. We are seeing players, I mean, we have seen Cody Drame play centre half, and he's more than capable, but we're seeing players with that pass again, just playing a little bit out of position, players in front of them playing normally in a different role. No, I don't think they're nervous, but rustiness maybe is playing its part.
I just think it's just slack getting your preparations right. I know the preparations got disrupted, but it's same for both teams. Well, it seems to me like West Brom have just dealt with it that little bit better. And sometimes when you concede an early goal as well, you do try and force things, try and do passes where you probably don't really need to try, where we're just keeping it simple. But the good thing for us, what's in our favour, there's so much time left in this game, and so much quality out there. We mentioned we don't know whether the players will be coming off at half-time, like Rodrigo. We've seen it so many times where these players do only play 45 minutes. Take advantage while they're on the pitch.
Yeah, naturally, Leeds 23s have had subs made at half-time, but against Norwich wasn't the case. Players did get a little longer. These players did feature, as we say, last night at Ellen Road against Arsenal. Rodrigo, one of them, Poveda, another. Now Huggins has got work to do. West Brom have got in behind. Too much strength. Shot's going to come in across the face of goal. And that was Therese Dice again. And West Brom do have these very powerful forwards. They've got the likes of Dice. They've got Diaby. I haven't seen too much of Rico Richards. They're causing a real handful. Good feet from Davis. Again to Huggins. Rodrigo was off on his way down the right hand side, trying to stretch West Brom, running behind, run into the channel. As of yet, Leeds haven't been able to make any of these runs pay off. Karen's gone long, Davis's pass is short. Rodrigo again working hard, Greenwood likewise. West Brom's passing though is crisp, it's sharp. A little wayward. Leeds will get the throw in. Pressure not as intense as it has been from the baggage as Drame goes again. This time to Poveda. Poveda's got options in front of him in Rodrigo. That's the one he tries to pick out. Poveda's come short. Should Rodrigo need it? And they try and work a little inside ball. It's unlucky that from Leeds. Good work from West Brom again, but Poveda isn't the bigger man in their tackle, but he's trying hard. And Dice gets across. Drame with a very good tackle. And West Brom get the throw in. I know, of course, we want to see only one team play well and one team get the win, Ben, but in terms of tactically watching it, it's good to see Leeds put through their paces. We saw that in a number of games early this season. You said it before the game, about 90 minutes they can't switch off, but this West Brom team very organised. Just break off because they're coming through again. Shot going to go through on goal. Cresswell will concede the corner. But yeah, it's good to see what the youth team have got. It's good to see when they're playing well, but character's a big thing to build at this level as well.
Look, if you're half a yard off at this level, you're going to get found out, because we're seeing with West Brom they've got pace pretty much all over the pitch. Look, a powerful unit, and like I say, if you're not getting close to people, you're not going to get tight to people. They'll use that pace and then can transfer up the pitch 40-50 yards. It becomes a stretch game, and it's so difficult to kind of get any rhythm and flow to it.
Campbell beaten in the air. Cresswell isn't though. Will fall to the edge of the box. That's good work from Greenwood. Greenwood's pass is just a little too close to the West Brom player. Poveda's likewise. This is a bit scrappy from Leeds again. Just can't seem to get that ball cleared away past this 30-yard mark. In they come again, West Brom. Potential shot towards goal. It's going to be over. And that's fortunate for Leeds. 3 passes in a row, Ben, where we just couldn't get out of the edge of our own box. Cresswell, Poveda, Greenwood. I think the latter's probably the most unlucky out of the lot of them. At the halfway stage, would West Brom be slightly disappointed they've not gone and got a second, maybe?
I don't think they've tested us out too much in terms of efforts on goal, but they're certainly kind of dominating the duels, I would say. Getting in his faces, making it difficult, just in these kind of areas. What I would say West Brom have done well. It looks like they've done the homework on us. They're set up really well. That diagonal ball, tried it 2-3 times. The fullbacks cheated a little bit because he knows it's coming, and then win the second ball, and this is where they're kind of hurting us at the moment.
Yeah, it's a great spot, that. Diagonal ball is something that the centre-backs, Cresswell in particular, likes to play. It's now back towards Sam French in the West Brom goal. So if you're just tuning in, the goal came in the 10th minute. It was Diaby from a free kick. Rodrigo's header going the wrong way. And Diaby finishing at his near post with a powerful low drive. Davis, strong tackle. Referee said the ball is just gone. He's given the free kick, which is looks Looks a little soft. Cresswell with a header, looking down the line. Nobody in a Leeds shirt can pick it up. West Brom player goes down to ground. Referee says no free kick. That's a misplaced pass. And now Poveda to Rodrigo. Casey Cresswell. Trying to dictate play himself by making a run forward. To Poveda again. Davis into Greenwood. It's not a bad ball that from Greenwood. It was into the right area. Davis has to not give a free kick away. He's done well. It's unfortunate that it's only a goal kick that comes of it. Reminder of the Leeds bench. Gabriel, Strike, Roberts, Costa. I believe we saw Joe Gallagher as well warming up, didn't we, Ben, in the tracksuit. So he's more of a familiar face that could perhaps come into the fold. Just in the middle of the park at the minute, lacking a little bit more structure with a number of new faces we don't often see play in those positions. Good link-up play by McCarron and Davis. Davis will stretch them to Poveda. Huggins is going to get on his way to try and offer that overlapping option. Poveda might use him as a decoy. Into Davis again, who's come very narrow to the opposite flank. So many white shirts in and around the box, as here is Poveda again. Rodrigo made the run into the channel. It's unlucky. Poveda goes to try and win it back. And West Brom don't clear it very well. That clearance doesn't even get out of the own box. West Brom will have to be quick here to get to it. Greenwood straight on it like a flash. Whose throw-in is that? Leeds claim it's theirs. West Brom claim, and it is the Baggies that get the call. A little bit better, Ben.
A little bit. Interesting clearance by the goalkeeper there.
I've never seen that happen before. A clearance that doesn't clear the box.
I always find it quite funny when they try and do them clearances and they look down at the pitch expecting a bobble to be there, but the pitches at Four Patch are so pristine, there's not a chance. Because these Jules need to start winning those second balls, because if not, they're clear. They can use the pace and the strength we spoke about, and you end up giving a silly free kick away, which looks like it's going to be a yellow card for Ollie Casey.
Yeah, Ollie Casey can have no complaints. Can have no complaints whatsoever. Scores elsewhere at the moment. Norwich now leading Newcastle by 2. It's 2-2, Sunderland Palace, and Burnley beating Fulham. Those are the other games that are just going on in and around the PL2 Division 2. As mentioned earlier, Stoke versus Aston Villa is an evening kick-off as West Brom come down the right-hand side. It's a poor touch, Leeds capitalise. McCarron and Davis once more. McCarron's footwork has been pretty good so far. He wants a free kick, Leeds get the call. Looks like he's found that sharpness back there, McCarron, after a couple of months on the sidelines. He's played Newcastle, played against Blackpool as well. Certainly starting to find his feet again, Ben.
Yeah, you only get that back by playing game after game, more minutes. I just think as kind of forward players, they're just doing the work a little bit too deep. That's due to kind of West Brom having a little bit of control in the game. Can just transfer that sharpness up into the final third.
A bit of a hospital ball looking down the line for Huggins. Leeds get the call from the linesman on that right hand side. Poveda and Huggins just going to retrieve the ball. Rodrigo's touch is wayward, concedes the throw-in with around 18 minutes or so to go. Rodrigo now in possession, just keeps it simple. Leeds perhaps could maybe up the ante, try and force the tempo a bit more. A couple of these passes are still finding their way, but they're either mistimed or a couple of sluggish touches. Davis always wanting somebody to come a bit closer to him. Greenwood, McCarron, back to Greenwood again. Not a bad idea that from Sam Greenwood, looking for Rodrigo, who has made a lot of forward runs, Ben. Him and Cameron have been pretty busy. Not the worst idea really to try and play that pass, but just got the execution wrong.
I think you're right, but I think the pass might have been the diagonal one, because Rodrigo, great movement as you spoke about, he just dragged the centre half in. The fullback, that's when he came a really narrow, so the space was out wide for Poveda. But if he got the pass right, a little bit just less weight on it, it'd have been in there. Rodrigo, good movement.
Yeah, good point you make as well. Poveda certainly high up the pitch alongside him as Davis gets it from Cresswell to Rodrigo, sorry, to Greenwood. Davis's touch is heavy. Campbell will put the pressure on. West Brom will get there. Not the best clearance again by the keeper. Perhaps something for Leeds to target, as Campbell's going to get to it now. And the referee suggests that the player came from an offside position. You can just see Leeds, though, Ben, with so many attacking players, that at times there's 4 players up front: Poveda, Rodrigo, Camwa. That's where Leeds have been exploited in the middle at times. If they can score here, though, it'll certainly change the flow of the game. And West Brom's player's gone down. He's adamant he didn't touch it. The referee suggests he did, and Leeds will get the throw-in. The corner. Hopefully, even that West Brom defender is so adamant. Getting a call against the run of play could be exactly what Leeds need. Higgins has gone across to take it. So Camwa, Casey, Poveda, Rodrigo, McCarran, and Greenwood and Cresswell all up for it. Cresswell will make a late run. I'm pretty sure it will be to the far post, and off he goes. Huggins looking for Cresswell. Cam was underneath it. Keeper gets a hand to it. It's a decent punch. Cross comes McCarran. Has to get there. Beats it in the tackle. And there is Kudrame to pick up the pieces. Now Leeds potentially could counter, but West Brom have got so many bodies back. You have to go wide and try and stretch them. Greenwood with the back heel. Nobody on the same page. Davis, though, with a high interception. Poveda screaming for the ball in the middle of the park. He gets it. It's into Rodrigo. That's not a bad ball at all. Rodrigo's touch not as crisp as he would like it. It's good to see, though, Ben. Rodrigo demanding possession. He could be one of those players that's only going to get 15 more minutes of action, so wants to make a contribution as quickly as possible. And that pass was certainly the right one to do. If the touch is better, Rodrigo's got a shot on goal. Yeah,
you expect his touch to be better as well when he's on the half turn, that the ball come across his body. I know it's on his weaker right foot, but you do expect him just to kill that ball. As soon as he does that, he'll be getting an effort away on target.
West Brom get the look of the bats. Rodrigo nips in. There's Cresswell. He might go back to Kassir, and he does. Davis goes long, looking for Rodrigo. He shows his signs of frustration. It has been a game where he's tried to stretch the West Brom centre half. He's tried to make the move. It's not a bad idea, and just the execution for Leeds is not as precise as they would like it. Probably Camwa's not had too much of an influence in the last 10 minutes, but he had such a bright 20. Hopefully try and bring him more into the game, and perhaps that's where they could get a bit more success. Ben, if they play it into Camwa, he's got the strength to hold players off with Rodrigo and Greenwood behind him.
For that to happen, they need that control, though. Just haven't got it. We usually see it in the majority of the games we do play. Dictate possession, dictate winning those second balls in these kind of areas, but we're just losing out. Albeit good free kick to kind of win, because they'd have been on the counter attack there, West Brom. But yeah, need that control to get the ball forward into those kind of strikers.
Diaby stands in front of Cresswell to make sure he can't go with a long pass across field. As a result, it goes to Drame and now Huggins again. Rodrigo running into the channel. Poveda left with 2 to beat. Something Poveda can certainly do, but he does want a bit more help. Into Rodrigo. Tries to spin his marker. Almost enough space to have a shot. Greenwood to Davis. Davis dummies and now tries to go past his marker. Great work from Leif Davis. Cuts it back, takes a deflection. The keeper saves. West Brom a little lucky there. And Leif Davis taking a gamble. It paid off. We know that's what he can do, Ben. He's a very ambitious player going forward. Likes to get into those crossing positions. And that was much better. Players just in the right spot at the right time, going through the motions, going through the transitions, and almost getting an equaliser.
Yeah, it was a lot better build-up play. Started on the right-hand side with Pervader, worked away across, just had a bit of patience about it. Great individual play by Leif Davis, so unlucky with the cross, just took that little deflection. You see Bobby Camworth just behind the centre half, running there for a tap-in, and it would have been a tap-in as well, but a lot better measured build it was that.
Yeah, great run from Camworth. Deserved a reward as Cresswell's thumped to the floor by Diaby. Those two have had a really good battle today. I'm sure it'll continue for the next hour or so. Cresswell wants a runner. He's gone left-footed. It's not often we see Cresswell use the left foot. Certainly not for passes such as that. The ball hit Huggins' arm. Leeds get away with it, and he charges through the middle of midfield. McCarran, first touch is a little bit poor. He tries to make a quick recovery and can't do so. Leeds have to be careful here. Huggins out of position. And West Brom not allowed to attack with as much freedom as they would like. And Greenwood again with another important tackle. He's not happy. He thought that took a touch off the number 8 of Toby King. Derby's ball cut the midfield and defence apart, and now West Brom can burst into the box. Back heel, Leeds can try and recover. Kassir is brave and gets to it. It's a good job as well because West Brom were in. The throwing out towards Rodrigo. Pervader try to work the 1-2. Leeds try to, again, immediately counter, and it's all a little frantic. Pervader now on the floor. Just that little bit of execution needs a bit more work for Leeds. Intentions are good as Cresswell pushes up high to get to the ball. Davis, that ball has been won. And here is King again, switches the play. Drame heads away. Into the number 10 of Rico Richards. Richards will now try and attack. Up to Diaby, through the middle. Cresswell's there once more. And that ball is going to bounce out for a corner.
Just feels an important passage of players this, don't you, Tom? West Brom still looking a bit dangerous for they get that second uphill task trying to get back into the game for us, so it's important we stay strong, stay disciplined, don't try and commit too many bodies forward trying to search for that equaliser, because we've seen West Brom was so dangerous on the counter-attack with the pace they have.
Yeah, Tom Solanke down for West Brom. He's their captain, complaining I think about the right knee. So we are going to get the first real break we had. If you are just tuning in on this Monday afternoon to our coverage here on LUTV, is, as you can see, Leeds United 0, West Brom 1. That goal coming from Diaby inside the first 10 minutes. It was a delayed kick-off, 2 o'clock. Don't think Solanke is going to be able to continue, as the physio has signalled that his day is done. Maybe suggesting it's an impact injury more than anything else, and well, Leeds have got to try and feed off something like this to change to the 11 of West Brom. Will it mix things up for them? Will it a bit more disjointed? Having to wait for that change to be made, and just gingerly making his way off, and clearly in a bit of discomfort. You just made the point, Ben, about big 10 minutes in this game. Leeds now have to try and get the better of it into the near post. Kassir, some good hands, now balls this ball out towards Bobby Camworth, who's charging forward. He's got Davis, who's so quick. Leif Davis trying to get on his outside. He will get to it. Leeds have got bodies into the box. Davis across the face. Camworth misses it. And West Brom are there to just pick up The loose pass. Casey flies into the tackle, and Casey's unlucky. He's on a card, and he had to make it. Likewise with Cresswell. It's a good battle, this, though. West Brom very well organised still. No sign of them just or their level dropping off yet. Ben, as the number 14 Oreo Tixera is getting ready.
Yeah, but I thought that was a big chance to get ourselves back level on the score sheet. Blistering counter-attack. It was almost like Olympic relay sprinters on this left-hand side with Bobby Canwa, Leif Davis on the overlap. He had more time, probably could have taken an extra touch because we had 6 players involved in that counter-attack getting towards the box. So just take that little bit of care, that little bit extra quality in possession could have unlocked them then.
Yeah, Canwa. Good hold-up play. Davis tries to go down the line. McCarran's gone to chase it. He's a bit unlucky there, McCarran. The bobble of that ball. Oh, it's a short back pass. Keeper comes out. The slightly better clearance. Just about beats Greenwood. Greenwood's going to get to it. Goes down. Free kick given. That's where Sam Greenwood has looked really effective today with those late bursts. Timely interceptions. Just for a second I thought Davis was going to play that ball to McCarran. But it looks as if Leeds have been told to just delay this. Casey Cresswell. It is Cresswell with his arm up at the back post. Davis goes near post. Canwa flicks on. There's Pervader. Touches wayward. And it's going to force it wide. The flag was up anyway. And it wouldn't have counted. Still Leeds United 0, West Bromwich Albion 1.
I think Charlie Cresswell a little bit disappointed to see him get a little bit of space. No one really kind of picking him up. And we've seen over the course of last 12 months to 18 months how much of a threat he is on those set pieces. Him and Ollie Case used to get goals for fun. Pascal Stroik, remember when he went on that scoring spree just over a year ago? Couldn't stop scoring, could the guy? So we know we can possess real threat from set pieces.
Yeah, fantastic run for Pascal Stroik. It was 4 in a row at one point for a centre half, and he's now a holding midfielder, Premier League holding midfielder. It just shows the progression of him and the rest of the academy as the ball's played in. Good work from Casilla and Davis, making things look a lot more calmer. There's McCarran into Canwa, two of the brighter young players today for Leeds so far. Davis has seen an awful lot of the ball as well, and Canwa up to McCarran. Rodrigo set off in behind. That ball was intended for Davis, but Canwa gets in the way and Leeds keep the ball. Davis again. So many bodies back for West Brom. Davis is going to try and cross the ball in, headed away. Pervader might get to it. He's beaten to the ball. West Brom under pressure. They've dealt with it well. Trame puts his head in. Rodrigo, little nudge. Referee doesn't give anything. Rodrigo now comes forward. Can he go for goal? He can. Oh, it stung the midriff of the keeper. Powerful drive, and he just about gets on top of it. But it's a little bit closer to what we saw him against Arsenal last night, where he went close on 2 occasions, and that's what he's got. It's a terrific left foot of his bed, and those are the sort of areas you think, from a West Brom point of view, they just give him so much time to pick his spot and the power he possesses. I just thought it was going to fall to McCarran. Get your thoughts in a second, because Pervader's got it now. Pervader to Rodrigo. Again, he tries to turn into his left foot. Greenwood is caught on the ball. Greenwood tries to win it back. Pervader and Rodrigo in there. Leeds again stretched. Cresswell comes flying out of defence to help out. Now can Leeds take advantage? McCarran's touch, and again, just when West Brom, Ben, for a couple of seconds look like they're under a little bit more pressure and a little bit stretched, just Leeds' game just fall apart a little bit.
Yeah, it does. Little frantic bit of moment there. It's an area of the pitch where if we're bang at it today, we still can get it, West Brom, but every time we think we're going to have a little positive attack, it's a stray pass goes away. But going back to Rodrigo's effort, I'm not sure what boots he wears, Tom, but I think he has rockets in him. He smashed one against Arsenal, which flew wide of the upright. It was that killing effort that hit the woodwork yesterday as well, but some power on that shot. Unfortunately, it was just straight at the goalkeeper.
Yeah, either side, it could have been a totally different story as West Brom come into the box. Oh, a chance at the far post. It's just not going to get there for King, and it's great news for Leeds because he looked like he was about to position himself to shoot. Leeds again, guilty of not winning the second ball. West Brom come forward once more. McCarran's got to get back. The defender nearly there. Greenwood picks the ball up, but it's a very lazy clearance again. Leeds a couple of times have failed to clear their lines, and Davis gets a touch to it. He's saying it's a goal kick. And the referee suggested that's a free kick.
Yeah, I just think it was. You can see the West Brom player just trying to drive towards that byline. Just fortunately didn't get the ball first. And as we've seen when we conceded the goal from a set piece, yeah, a little bit further out when the ball got delivered in. Communication's really important.
Yeah, so everybody back for Leeds. Rodrigo's marking the near post. McCarran's got 2 to mark. Someone's going to have to spot that. Huggins telling McCarran it's his man. The 2-man wall stays for Garcia. That passes straight back, and Leeds have let themselves down there. Ball to the far post. Header comes in over the top and the roof of the net, and you could just see it unfolding in front of your very eyes, Ben.
You could see what was going to happen a mile off, but we just didn't seem to get anyone close to the man on the edge of the box. Mentioned about communication, that's key. Look at the time on the clock, approaching added time of the first half. And I think it'll be important just to get in. Be important time for Mike Jackson to get stuck into the boys as well, just because a few things they won't be too pleased about. Yeah, times when we showed a little bit of effort, but I just don't think the control's been there in this first half, and that's the disappointing thing, because the calibre of players we've got out today, you expect us to have that. So, look, getting a half-time.
Yeah, Rodrigo keepers again mistimed his jump, and he has looked a bit shaky today, the youngster. Sure, the coaching staff will try and put him under more pressure in the second half if they can. There's a player down though, and that is after the collision with Rodrigo, and we are going to get another break in play due to this player needing treatment. I hope he is okay to continue. The keeper's made a couple of saves, Sam French, and I'm sure he's a very capable keeper at this level, but what we've seen is a couple of mistimed jumps, a couple of clearances that haven't gone too far, and if you were Leeds' forwards, you'd be pretty confident of putting more pressure on in the second 45.
Yeah, well, and again, the disappointing thing in the first half is not having those efforts at goal, apart from Rodrigo's blistering strike, which was straight at him. Nothing too much really. Where we can, we had that effort wide of the upright from edge of the box, but apart from those moments, not been too much happening for us in the final third. Just like I said, the possession's not been great, giving it away cheaply at times, not winning those second balls as often, but when we do win those seconds, there's been a handful of times when we have done, that's when we've looked dangerous, so keep trying to do those basics in the second half.
And the West Brom player's been told he can come back on the park as Paveda tries to get at them. Far too much power on the cross, and another example of how Leeds have got into a good area and just haven't found that execution. As Ben has just mentioned there, the potentially certainly there in this team. It has just been a bit of an off first 45 minutes, but the game is nowhere near over, and it's certainly within their grasp to come back and get a leveller at the very least. Cresswell's header hits the back of the West Brom forward. King with an interception, he takes control. Keeper's clearance again. And very wayward, Greenwood's header over the head of McCarran. Thumped away downfield. Leeds will get the throw in. 2 balls on the pitch. Cresswell deals with that. Leeds might have just about enough time to get another attack towards goal. Have had a couple of stoppages. A ball from Drame again, looking for Huggins, who's come off worse. He's okay to continue now, Huggins. He's just holding the shoulder. Referee checks the watch as we wait for that half-time interval. Up to Diaby, takes a big deflection and ball bounce behind for a goal kick. Kiko Casilla again trying to quicken things up. Cresswell wants someone to come short. Nobody's done what he wanted to. He takes it past Richards for the time being. Davis. He's had to be careful here because Cresswell's out of position. Good job he was on hand to pick up the clearance, and now Casilla goes long this time. Up to Rodrigo. Chest control is poor. Poveda, so determined. Doesn't have the strength of perhaps some of these West Brom players, but he's certainly nipping away at their heels. He's got the ball back now. Just glides through the midfield. That's a really nice pass out to Huggins. He's going to go across to try and help him out. Greenwood's trying to get in behind. Huggins picked him out. Greenwood into the box. So many shirts in there for Leeds. Cross comes in. Takes another deflection. And West Brom, you have to say, just getting back in the numbers and doing really well at the moment. Here's Huggins again. Camworth tries to roll his marker. Camworth looking for Rodrigo. Back towards Huggins. Oh, and he's missed. Big chance at the end of the first half for Leeds. It was really well worked, and that is the end of the first half. Would have been a great way to finish what was the first 45 minutes, but for now it is the end of this first half. So Diaby's goal the difference. Leeds will hope to kick on in the second half. Join us soon for second half commentary. Good afternoon and welcome back to LUTV's coverage of this PL2 Division 2 game. The second half is shortly coming up. Leeds United trailing by a single goal to nil at the interval. That was thanks to the goal of Cheek Diaby in the 10th minute for West Brom. All bit disjointed for Leeds in parts. Still could have found an equaliser though. Very last minute, Huggins going close as West Brom's players just couldn't handle Leeds in certain areas. But delayed kick-off. A change to the starting 11 as well, with Greenwood coming in for McKinstry. And these just took a little bit longer than expected to get into their groove, but fingers crossed it changes at the interval. Myself, Tom Hill and Ben Parker bringing you all the action. We did expect a change to at the break, and here are the cavalry. Tal Roberts and Helder Costa, the two that are ready to go. We would expect them to be for Poveda and Rodrigo, Ben, but you never know. I'll have to get double confirmation of that. But first team experience being replaced by first team experience, and Pascal Struijk there as well. So Davis, the first man off, which will suggest this could be a totally different team, with Huggins going to left wing back, Drame going to right back, and Pascal Struijk going centre mid, or centre back. We've got another change with Rodrigo coming off for Tyler Roberts, and Helder Costa comes on for Jan Poveda. So we'll wait to see what happens with Pascal Struijk. He could play centre midfield, which means Casey will go into centre half, which is normally his stronger position. Tyler Roberts on the park could play centre midfield, meaning Greenwood could play up front. They could also stay as they are as well. And hopefully, Ben, 3 changes, giving Leeds the injection they need to go on and get at least a point this afternoon. Yeah,
hopefully we will do that. Just think we'll look more settled at the back. Cody Drame feels more familiar at the right back, prefers it there. Seen Niall Huggins play left back, he's happy there this season as well. And Ollie Casey and Charlie Creswell, strong partnership, 2 centre halves, so that gives you a good foundation. And we don't need to speak about too much of the boys coming on. We know the quality they possess, just so they can inject that quality sooner rather than later into the game.
Yeah, so for now Bobby Campbell's gone right midfield. Tal Roberts looks like he's playing as the striker. Helder Costa playing through the middle or wide right, so all a bit disjointed, a bit more fluid, as here comes Pascal Struijk. Tal Roberts with the neat footwork to get Leeds back on top. He keeps the ball, gets it down the line to Greenwood. Leeds will get the throw in. Roberts to Drame. Roberts offering a helping hand. Drame's feet get him out of trouble. He just can't drag it back though, and brought away by Richards. That's better from Casey. Casey has Casilla backpedaling. Casilla then goes and finds Casey. And now with Greenwood, who continues to play centre midfield for the time being. Cresswell wants a 1 or 2. It does look like it's McCarran playing left back and Huggins playing left midfield. So this team sheet's been totally torn apart. Perhaps that's what Mark Jackson thought was necessary to get the victory or the draw today. And the fluidity of this team means they can swap as many times as they need to. Likewise with Roberts, Camworth and Costa, as well as Greenwood. Keeper plays this pass out towards the left centre half. It's hooked down the line. Good hold up there by Therese Dice. The ball's going to stay in play despite taking a slight deflection. It's going to nearly fall to Greenwood. Great work from Greenwood. Gets there before the centre half, which is Caleb Taylor. Leeds get the advantage. It's McCarran to Greenwood. Back to Pascal Struijk, who's just going to try and connect the midfield and defence a little bit better than Leeds did in the first half. Casey once more. Intended pass was to Camworth. Camworth backed out of that, and probably the wisest thing to do. Strike to Drame. Back to Pascal Struijk once more, who's already had a good few touches at centre midfield, trying to keep Leeds ticking. Cresswell might have to go back to Casilla here, and does. First couple of minutes. Much more settled, Ben. I don't want to curse it, but players in a bit more familiar positions are seemingly giving them a bit more confidence, which is no surprise.
No surprise at all. We just look more of a kind of a balanced team straight away. Players playing in positions which they'd probably say themselves they enjoy most. But again, there's a long time to go in this second half, so it's got to be a controlled kind of build-up. Don't go gung-ho too early. We've seen the quality West Brom do have, the kind of hurt us on the counter-attack. But early first 3.5, 4 minutes of the second half, just having more control, be able to keep possession a little bit better without being rushed and harried in those kind of tight areas in the middle of the park.
Yeah, Frenchie's clearance will be met by Cresswell. Dramé jumps up, incredibly high leap, but can't come away with the possession Leeds wanted. Casey down the line to Diaby, that should be a Leeds throw-in. Diaby complaining at the pass, wanted it in behind him. Yeah, Casey just working quick 1-2s. It's worked out to Cresswell. There is Huggins back at left back. So as I said earlier, there's him and McCarran can keep swapping. Pascal Struijk wanted the ball then, but he's been tracked all the time by the number 10 of Richards. Helder Costa playing a different position today through the middle as here comes Huggins. Tries to float the ball over the top to Greenwood. Greenwood's not too far away. And he gets a slight touch to it and you can see his frustration bent. It's a lovely ball from Huggins and a better first touch from a player that he's still finding his feet. A couple of weeks out with an injury. If he gets that sharpness back that we saw Greenwood have before it, I think it could well be 1-1 with the clinical finishing he was showing.
Yeah, you see the disappointment on his face. This is a fantastic ball from Niall Huggins, great run from Greenwood, and he expects better from himself. He's already shown it in a Leeds shirt so far, the goals he has got already. He's more than capable of bringing that ball down. When he does that, you expect him to find back of the net as well, but so much more promising the first 5 minutes of the second half.
And much more structure to it, as here is Dramé down the right hand side. Greenwood comes short, he ignored. Here's Canwa. Sorry, Bobby Canwa. Costa was trying to get in behind. Here's Ty Roberts. So much more movement from Leeds as Roberts goes for goal. It's wide, it's high, but it's again, it's the build-up play is nice. You can see the intention behind it. It looks very much more like a Leeds 23's performance. And the bonus for them inside 5 minutes. West Brom have barely had a touch.
No, they haven't. And Tyler Roberts looked really sharp in his early stages. You mentioned Helder Costa, still not sure where his play. You can see him there, he's almost in with the back four. I'm sure he expected to kind of play somewhere in the wide positions, but it's kind of that midfield area, maybe a number 10. So he's going to have to do this kind of duty.
Tracking back as best he can. Canwa's doing just that now. Dramé and Costa try to push them back. Roberts will do the same. West Brom under a bit more pressure. Greenwood comes across. Greenwood beaten to it. A couple of players falling for the runners. They come again. Greenwood has to stay on his feet. He can't bring the West Brom player down. That's why. And Sam Greenwood, he's not renowned for those robust tackles. Does love to put himself about and try and help out. But a foul that West Brom were always hoping for, Ben. They're always wanting to be brought down, and Greenwood's just fallen for the bait.
Yeah, it's the old cliche, typical striker's challenge. Didn't need to do it as well. Done the hard part by getting back, working the person on the ball ever so hard. That's when you just need to stay on your feet. Sometimes you don't have to win the possession, just force them back.
Yeah, more Paul marking again. Shot comes in. Casilla deals with it, but it was really powerful, that strike from Taylor Gardner-Hickman. As here is Pascal Struijk down the left. That's a cynical challenge. That'll be a yellow card. West Brom player was panicking. And at centre half, they make their way back. George Harmon not too bothered about that call. So here is Huggins. Takes it quickly. Leeds trying to force the ante, put the pressure up when they need. They'd love that early equaliser. Gives them so much more time to go and win the game, and it would be some response this from Mark Jackson's men. Here is Huggins once more. Always looks dangerous playing left back. It's a great pass for Greenwood, whose touch is a little sloppy again. keeps it though. Here's Camwa, where you want to see him driving towards the box, across the face. Keeper does well, just about adjust his hands. And Camwa's pass needed to be low and hard that time, but again, it's much better, Ben. Greenwood's touch might not have been the best, but he still kept it in play. His runs are good, and overall, you can see what the idea is behind Mark Jackson's tactics in the second half, and his players are certainly playing to his hymn sheet at the moment. Costa's just been nicked away off the ball, and pretty much a mirror image situation as Drame does give a free kick away, trying to get to the pass. So West Brom will take these free kicks. I think we're going to see signs of this, Ben, where we see West Brom, not saying going down easily because that's a clear free kick, but they'll be looking for free kicks.
Yeah, they will do. They've got every right to kind of do that, maybe slow the game down a little bit, take the time. But Greenwood's touch again, just lay him down. Really fancied him there as well. Bobby Camwood looking a bit sharp as well.
Yeah, I'd rather see, like I'm sure you would, Ben, Greenwood keep going though, getting in those areas. Confidence stays high to keep plugging away, whether his touch is evading him or not. A very confident player, and he is going to be leading the attack here, trying to force the pressure with Camwa, who Ben mentioned here, looking nice and sharp. Electrifying pace, Bobby Camwa. Very strong as well, and hopefully over those injuries that saw him in and out of the team the last 2 years or so. Strike stepping up as well. Greenwood dropping in as Roberts sits as the main striker. Higgins beaten in the air, but it's no problem because Cresswell's the first man to it. And Casey just stretching out the legs to offer Casilla another option at right centre half. To Drame, he's under pressure. Vice is all over him, but he does well to come away with it. Cresswell has got a strike in front of him, but Cresswell drives it out towards McCarran, who will no doubt try and look for Huggins to bring him into the game. McCarran goes down the line. That'll take a touch off a Leeds foot, according to the official. "35 minutes to go." He's scrapping away. Huggins getting the ball back to Casey. It's going to strike to Casilla. And Cresswell once more. He's got Huggins just along the touchline in front of him. The Costa dropping deep for the ball, and I thought that was one area that Leeds just lacked a bit more movement. There was a lot of movement in behind, but the issue was, Ben, I thought in the first 45 it was from everybody. Everyone was making the same run, whereas Costa seems to be, like Roberts, just dropping a little bit off the shoulder and trying to offer a different angle for Leeds.
It's all about movement off the ball. Just vary it. If someone's going to go long, you've got to have that option. You're right, Tom, coming short.
Yeah, Camwa just sold himself a little bit. It's up to Greenwood. That touches wayward again. He'll be so frustrated at himself, Sam Greenwood, but again he's in the right place, just popping up on the edge of the box. Cresswell does have Huggins alongside him, and this is where now Huggins is at his best when he's trying to stretch the play. There's a lot of room to manoeuvre there. There is Costa. Cresswell digs this ball out. It's intercepted. Greenwood once again popping up. Drame looking for the inside ball. Oh, it's a fantastic pass. Here's Camwa across the face. Will it go? No, he's gone for the shot, and it's cleared away. Yeah, McCarran, the man, coming in trying to help out as Greenwood is punished for a foul. What a ball that was from Tony Drame inside to Bobby Camwa. A little inside through ball. If I'm Liam McCarran, I'm letting Bobby Camwa know what I think about that.
I think I'd be doing exactly the same thing, but yeah, fantastic pass, but it's the movement that makes the pass. And it's one of those awkward kind of positions on the pitch, because if you go for goal and you don't score, obviously you're going to ask the questions, why haven't you squared it across the box? So look, I admire his confidence, just a narrow angle, and he's hit it obviously straight at the goalkeeper. If you're going to go for goal, they always tell you, don't, when you're a youngster, go across the face of him. So if he does get a touch onto it, parries it out, hopefully get a simple tap in. But again, it's just so much better, we're just so in control. Again, winning those duels there. Might just caught a stray arm from Pascal Struijk, nothing more, nothing less. But in terms of just being on the front foot, having more opportunities to do that.
Yeah, Diaby's going to try and continue. He's still trying to get his vision back. Obviously been caught by something, as here comes Huggins again. This is where he tries to exploit the danger, the space. He's desperately unlucky there. Roberts trying to get back and help and recover possession. Leeds in swarmed in their droves, trying to force, but West Brom have managed to get through. And in behind, Casey's got to put a good tackle in here, and he does just that. Great work, Ollie Casey. Really impressive. Stretching out the legs, has to get there, and Diaby was on the floor a minute or two ago for a arm to the face. This time he's thumped to the floor with a tackle. And Huggins unlucky with that pass. As Pascal Struijk comes across, it's flicked into the middle. Costa can't get there. Costa can, though, go pick the pocket of the number 10 for West Brom, which is Richards, and Costa's going to stretch them again. He's brought down. That'll be a free kick, and it's got to be a card. And well, Gardner Hickman, he's trying to plead his innocence and say he got a touch to the ball. And that's not the case, and Helder Costa, hopefully, it's just the impact, and he's going to get to his feet and be okay soon enough. Because it's a great start to the season this year. I don't want to see anybody injured, let alone a player that's banging form. And he is wanting the ball straight away off Dramé, so it tells you that he is okay to continue. Casey into Greenwood. Good run from Sam Greenwood. Good ball as well. And now he tries to float it over the top looking for Camber. He tries to drive into the box. He's got the right side of the defender. For Leeds' point of view, the wrong side for West Brom, but that ricochet just not coming back to him. Such an exciting player, Bobby Camber. Only really knows one thing, Ben. It's just to run and run at the defenders, and as we say, very powerful, very strong. Got a decent eye for goal as well when he's given the opportunity normally. He's making a real nuisance of himself on that right-hand side. This time, Dramé again. It's a lovely ball throw to Roberts. Roberts is dispossessed. Greenwood's going to have to be quick here. This is more of an attack versus defence session of what you said in the first half, as Leeds normally dominate possession and come forward. This is exactly what we're normally used to watching, as it's inside from Camber. Pascal Struijk will give it to Costa. Costa's going to go for goal. The Costa phase. Keeper tries to back out, and I think he manages to do just that. And past the hour mark, this is much more like Mark Jackson's team we're used to watching this season. Oh, without a doubt, this is a typical performance we've grown to expect, especially this season as well. Dominating territory, dominating possession, playing with confidence. Just need that kind of killer instinct now in the final third, because we're doing more than enough to get that equalising goal at the moment. Ball cleared away. Struijk with the header. Greenwood turns his man. Gets the ball taken off him there, but McCarran nips in, and Leeds much better at winning the second ball in this second half so far. West Brom were coming back at them too many times in the first half, as here is Huggins to McCarran. Looking to go down the line to Costa. West Brom under pressure. Cleared back. The keeper will clear. Only out for a throw-in. Strike to Huggins. The pass wasn't the best. Leeds get another attempt from the throw-in though. Roberts is pass looking for Casey. Has to be quick. He gets there. Dramé to Camber. Camber driving forward once more. Couple of step overs. It's into Greenwood. Has to stretch for it. Floats it to the far post. McCarran takes it away from a defender, but it's only going to fire to Huggins. Here is McCarran. Wraps his foot around it. Too much loft. Just got underneath it. Exceptionally hard though, Ben, to get your body over that ball and keep it low and hard. Yes, such a hard technique. Seen one similar yesterday when we were playing Arsenal, but a little bit further out when Rafinha got one laid back, tried to go first time at the goal, wrapping his foot round it, didn't quite get enough. But again, we're knocking on the door.
starting to feel it might just only be a matter of time. Looking at the amount of bodies in the box. Again, like I said, hard technique is that slightly behind him. But again, positive bodies in the box, committing forward, trying to get that goal.
Yeah, much better. Casey will concede the throw because Dramé is thumped to the floor. George Harmon looking down the line for Therese Dice. Dice flicks it down the line and Dramé gets a touch to it. To Richards. Good header from Casey. So much more composed at centre half as Roberts flicks it inside. It was ambitious. I think he wanted to pass it to Greenwood or Costa, but he's put too much on it and found neither of them. Keeper clears only as far as Cresswell, who was looking for a little cushioned header to Niall Huggins. It goes wayward. Will be a West Brom throw-in.
I think the key as well, don't get too anxious with it. Keep patient. Can hear the shout, patience, be patient. Yesterday when Arsenal went down to 10 men, it's kind of similar like that. Today where you're on top and you're trying to force the issue, sometimes you can get over anxious with your play, trying to force it too much, and that's not going to be the key today. Key is still doing the right things in the right areas. By doing that, the goal should come off back of that.
Strike to Huggins. Cresswell to Casilla. Greenwood goes back to Casilla now, and Leeds try and build out from the back. Again, a crossfield pass. Leeds trying to stretch the play again. They'll take these throw-ins. It's asking a few more questions, Ben, of the West Brom defence. Even if they clear their lines, it's much better to be asking questions rather than playing it in behind for goal kicks. And these passes seem a lot more measured as we'll break off to get Dramé on the ball. Here is Pascal Striker. Lovely ball. Roberts' touch is wayward. Similar sort of story for Leeds. Diaby has been such a thorn in their side. He gives Cresswell a real battle. Cresswell staying with him. Diaby comes into the box. Cresswell keeps his run and gets the ball away. And Leeds get the free kick. And nice bit of 10 out of 10 defending from Cresswell there. Yeah,
superb. Just when you think Diaby's just got that half a yard on him, never gives up Charlie Cresswell. And that's the part of the game I know he works ever so hard at. When strikers are running behind, can he get in positionally sound? Can he just try and cover back his recovery run? Just try and disrupt the striker. Mark Jackson's done loads of work with him and Ollie Casey, even when there was in under 18s. Got to see a training session about that. It's fantastic to see.
Yeah, Leeds do well to whip the ball down the line. Dramé asking for another. He can take a quick throw when he eventually gets in position. Takes it short to Roberts. Dramé back into Greenwood, who's going to look over the shoulder. Has to be quick here. Gets it just about to Dramé. He's asking for an inside ball again. So is Bobby Camwer. Camwer inside to Roberts. Gets there. Roberts, can he get the ball to Greenwood? He's asking for it. So is Dramé. Roberts keeps it. And West Brom deal with things and try to win a free kick. Roberts is refusing to back in. He gets there. Could well be a Leeds throw in that. And is. Great work from Roberts. Dramé to Greenwood. He's going to come again. It's into Costa. 1-2 was on. Greenwood backed out. He's got a touch to it. The defender's going to come forward. Leeds get a throw in. Sam Greenwood showing a different side of his game today, and West probably going to have to make a sub. They're feeling the pressure. Jivan Malcolm's going to come on, and he replaces Cheik Diaby. I'm not seeing much of Malcolm, so I can't say it's a change that's good news for Leeds, but all we can say is what we've seen of Diaby, and I'm sure every single Leeds player looked at that sub and thought, well, thank goodness for that, because he's been their best player by a country mile.
Yeah, he has. I thought he's led the line superbly for West Brom, but Here's a kind of a sigh of relief, and you do see a player like gone off. I'm surprised at it, where he's had a little niggle, I'm not too sure. But you can just see Tyler Roberts, he's looked really hungry, he's looked sharp, hasn't he? He's tried to close down, tried to do the right things, and that's what you've got to do. Mentioned it previously, not too long ago. By doing the right things, will get us back into the game. Don't go forcing, don't go chasing the issue.
Keeper French under pressure, Roberts. And Camwell, keeper's kick is wayward. Seemingly moaning at his defenders, but I don't see them kicking the ball out of touch play.
That's the old. It's the old.
He's blaming the floor. He's blaming his defenders.
It's the classic one. The amount of times I've kicked the ball out of play, it's not my fault. It's staggering.
He's been good at the shot stopping those. The keeper. He's kept Leeds at bay when he's been called upon. He's got to try and work him a bit harder as Pascal Strike gets it. Looking for the run of Costa. It's a bit too far in front with Greenwood. Greenwood could have turned round then and gone for a bit more of a direct approach, but he goes to Huggins. Greenwood again. Tries to dig this pass out to the right-hand side. He's brought Canberra into the game a few times. That time it's to Drame. This time Roberts. Can he finish? Goes for goal! And that's a fine stop. Just praising the keeper for his work, trying to deny Leeds, and well, this situation's unfolding again. The left midfielder moaning at his keeper for that earlier pass, I think, but he's done his job there, and Tyler Roberts desperately unlucky. Turns his man, goes for goal, and the keeper's got just about enough power bend with that fingertip over the top of the bar.
Well, certainly better with his hands than his feet is the West Brom goalkeeper. Good little save, tipping it over, but what I like about Tyler Roberts, just trying to create that half a yard to get an effort away. Unlucky.
Yeah, Liam McCannon's come across to take this. Keeper gets a hand to it. It'll fall towards Casey or Costa. Leeds concede the throw in. Costa getting a touch to it, and Leeds cavalry on the way back. Seen a replay of it. Drame Greenwood just couldn't. So it was Huggins, in fact, just couldn't get a touch to it as Roberts went for goal. He's continuing to knock on the door and try get away back. West Brom players stayed down after that challenge. Looks in a serious bit of pain. The physios have been told to come on the pitch, and he does look in some discomfort. Fingers crossed he's okay to continue, and it's nothing too serious. Referee doesn't seem to be allowing any physios on the pitch. It's a miraculous recovery.
Less I said, the better. Casey has to watch this. Good work from me. Ian Casilla. Casilla Pascal Strike again. It's to Drame, to Camwa. Camwa again. Takes one touch, then drives forward. Always asking questions of the West Brom defence. He's going to go right to left. That pass is nearly just going to be intercepted. It gets its way to Huggins. West Brom's players backed out. Huggins to the byline. Cleared up and away by the head of Caleb Taylor. And Leeds will get another corner. Must be awful as a defender, Ben. I'm sure you'll know they always say the pace is the biggest issue to come up against, and marking Bobby Campbell must be an absolute nightmare. Oh, I wouldn't enjoy it one little bit, believe me. But again, we're probing, we're trying to just create something out of nothing. This could be a good situation. We mentioned set pieces in the first half.
Yeah, Cresswell having his shirt pulled as he gets into the box. It is towards Cresswell. It's just going to be denied. The West Brom player gets to it. The referee gives a free kick. Great defending from West Brom in all fairness. Cresswell, though, was an inch or two away. You can see by his reaction how disappointed he was by the call. Again, Leeds plenty of time to go and get an equaliser. This game is certainly not over. West Brom haven't offered much on the counter-attacking threat. I hope that's not a curse, and we don't see a second attempt from them. Any attack seems to have dried up, and it's all about thwarting these, denying them any time or pressure on the edge of the box. keeping them away from goal. This is the first real time they've been able to knock a few passes together in this second half. Back with Taylor. Not too comfortable on the ball, always looking for an option to get rid. Keeps it well enough though. Strikes header looking for Cresswell. He's doing well to keep it in. Casier's going to be quick, and he is. And Casey coming across to help him out, and now Leeds hoping to build out from the back again. Here's Pascal Strike once more, just dropping deep, offering that different angle for a pass. He goes crossfield to Camwa. Camwa's got an overlapping runner, and the pass was looking for Roberts. Drame throwing his arms in the air in frustration. You can see the intention, but just communication. Roberts didn't have a clue that's what Camwa wanted to do, and vice versa.
Yeah, we said Bobby Camwa's looked sharp, he's looked bright. That's why he just needs to show the composure now in the final third, because he's getting to some good areas.
Yeah, he's shown too much to the left midfielder though. Pascal Strike comes across and helps him out. Timely tackle. The West Brom player has gone down and got cramp. I hope somebody can tell him that it is going to get dark soon. We haven't got time for time wasting today due to the delayed kick-off.
I will be fine, so I'm just put the lights on those houses on, and we're good to go. Get your Christmas decorations up, guys.
Got a duty. He is going to be, I think, okay. The number 10 Rico Richards, and tidy player. He has looked pretty dangerous today for West Brom. Game is back underway. Lovely feet from West Brom's number 7 Gardner Hickman as he comes forward. Got the ball now. Leeds have to be careful. He's going to go for goal. Casilla gets down. Good save from Kiko Casilla not to spill that ball. It was dipping just at the wrong time. He has been very dangerous, the number 7. He's got a very powerful shot on him. Greenwood trying to put the pressure on. He's noticed the number 4 Taylor isn't that comfortable on the ball. The keeper's kicking has been questioned. The last couple from range have been better though. Costa's beaten. Goes back for a second piece. Beautiful feet from Greenwood. A couple of touches and gives Roberts a chance. Roberts will probably be brought down here, and is. And that's no surprise at all to see Axon White just give him a little push. As he'd been turned, he'd been beaten, and he's moved into the centre of midfield. And now we're in Sam Greenwood territory, and we knew what happened last time Sam Greenwood had a free kick from this position, Ben.
We certainly do. There's no one going to be anywhere near this ball apart from Sam Greenwood. And you have to say it's the perfect distance out as well. Time to get it up and over that wall. Just wanted to test the keeper out, get it on target.
Yeah, worse. Can the keeper spill it into the hands, make sure everyone's quick and in their face should it be necessary? Of course, I'm sure everyone for Leeds will rather it be fine into the top corner. As Greenwood has assessed his options, he's picked his spot. A 4-man wall for West Brom. We have got Toby King just to the side of it. It is going to be Sam Greenwood gets underneath it. Far too much power and loft, and it is over the crossbar, and it's frustrating. It'll come for him though. A couple of weeks on the sidelines with an injury. Couldn't miss before that, and just didn't get the dip that you mentioned, Ben, to test the keeper. Been very impressed with his work rate today, though in a totally different role. Normally leading the line as a striker, but he's got back as a box-to-box midfielder as West Brom try and punish Leeds for that miss. Can't do so. Again, the Whites look so much more composed with Cresswell and Casey playing alongside each other. Know each other's game inside and out. Played, as Ben mentions, at 18s and done very well together alongside each other. There is Greenwood again trying to create the pass, looking for Camwa. Just won't fall. It'll come to the left-hand side this time for Tyrese Dicey. Knocks it down the line. Casey again refusing to give up. He gets a free kick. Driving into Pascal Strike, who's seen something he likes, and it is to find the ball to Bobby Camwa. A good idea that from Pascal Strike. You could see that Cam was ready to attack one-on-one. And just as Cameron got to the ball, Ben, you could see the second defender coming across to make it a 2-on-1, because they really do not want Bobby Cameron running at them with a one-on-one situation.
You don't, but they just feed him the ball. We're trying to do that more and more out with the second half.
Yeah, McCarron into Costa. Costa looking for Camwa. McCarron making a run. He's going to go for goal. Tries to blast it across the face this time. It's blocked. Got to admire West Brom's defending today. They really have dug in. It's been a great battle, this. They've certainly seen the better side of Leeds in the second half. Here's Drame. Huggins is over there on the left, and Cresswell goes and finds him. And Huggins needs space, though, and he's going to go and try and find some. You've got Tyler Roberts in front of him. It is Roberts now. He's got McCarron on the inside. Roberts tricks his way into McCarron. Wants it back. McCarron keeps it. Huggins on the overlap. Still uses all the decoy runners towards the far post. It's flicked away. It'll fall to Cody Drame. Greenwood on the edge of the box. Here is Helder Costa. This is where he likes to be. Into the box. Pings the ball across to the far post. It'll fall to Huggins. Will he put his foot through it? Strike. Here is Roberts. Roberts goes for goal. And it's finally going to be his it over the line. It is. And Leeds United find their way through. Precision from Tyler Roberts. Beautiful outside of the boot finish. The keeper tried his best. And Leeds, 10 minutes to go, have their equaliser.
It's a fantastic finish. It's really well improvised because it's not a natural one. He said outside of his right foot, almost like a toe poke it was, but patient build-up, right to left. You thought now Huggins going to pull the trigger. Pascal Struijk, falls to Tyler Roberts. And like I said, it's almost like a little toe poke. Improvised it. It's no more than we deserved this second half. Thought we played really well. Still plenty of time to get a winner now, Tom.
Yeah, there's plenty of time, and hopefully this will give West Brom a few more nerves, as they have been really composed today. Just what you want to see from Roberts. First team are playing for get a bit more sharpness in his game, and takes a touch and goes for goal. No delaying things. Nobody trying to walk it into the back of the net, and Leeds took their time, and when the moment was available they took it with both hands. Now can they go and get a winner, and what will be a big game for confidence? We've seen them have a 2-0 lead and surrender it this season. Now can they come back from behind and win inside the final 11 minutes? It's Cresswell to McCarron. Ignores Huggins but comes back on his inside. He's still there if he wants to use him. That's exactly what he is going to do. Roberts in behind. Costa there as well. West Brom trying to cover them both. Keep a high line for offside. Huggins once more. Here is Costa. Costa tries to beat his man. Gets up, has his shirt pulled again. Here comes Camwa. It'll fall to Roberts again. His touch takes it away from goal. And this time he can't pull the ball into a path and have a goal towards a shot towards goal, as Camwa has a little tug on the shirt as well. There's Leeds bodies flying in everywhere. Here is Greenwood as the conditions get a little darker up towards Roberts. Roberts again, beautiful work, tenacious play. Into the box here comes Roberts, done it all himself. Here's to Camwa. Drame held the cost of asking for it at the far post. It'll fall to him eventually. Costa goes back inside to Huggins. He's got McCarron, and here is Greenwood. Will Greenwood have a go from range? He's going to try and line it up. He's going to go left footed. Just can't curl in on the inside of the post. That's the beauty of Sam Greenwood being so confident with both feet. You never know which way he's going to turn. And we're now going to get a really exciting finish on our hands, Ben.
That was a fantastic tempo to this game, in particular the second half now from us. Tails are up after that goal, pushing forward, playing with confidence. I think Tyler Roberts has been superb second half. Yeah, we know he's got the goal, but his all-round plays, eagerness to try and get involved, he's looked sharp. And you have to say, if there's going to be a team to get the next goal, it looks like it's going to be us.
Yeah, fingers crossed, you're right, Ben, and Leeds do get the victory. Cresswell heads away. Leeds have played a few more games, as I mentioned earlier in the piece, rather than West Brom. This is Leeds' last game for 3 weeks. West Brom will play at the end of the month. So a big opportunity for Leeds to go into what will be a little mini break to practice together for a good couple of weeks as a 23-ish unit with 3 points. West Brom, though, we know they're dangerous. Can't switch off and go all gung-ho, as here comes Casey again. Superb interception. What a second half he's had. Strike comes across, gets there. Camworth just can't get to his pass. It's a little too strong for him. Jackson and his coaching staff on the touchline trying to give words of encouragement. Pass hits Costa. Camworth tries to get there. Drame to Costa. This is where again he loves to come and charge down the right wing. He's just nudged off it. It's good defending from Dice. Camworth gets a touch to it. It'll fall to Toby King. King on his inside. Looking for Roberts. Good work from Cresswell. I think Cresswell had a great game today, doing the horrible side of the defending. Lots of good interceptions, good tackling, good headers. Not seen him have to do too much on the ball, which is not normally like him.
No, he has. Obviously, with himself and Pascal Struijk signing those new contracts only last week, so keeps them at the club for another 3 to 4 years themselves. So it's fantastic news. Again, I think Pascal Struijk's come in the second half. I thought he's been excellent that whole midfield role. So 2 strong performances.
Yeah, both of those, and Casey and another one here in Cody Drame. Second half, totally different feel to it, as now Huggins has come central. Roberts again trying to put the pressure on. Leeds last couple of minutes not having too much of the ball. In fairness to West Brom, they've reacted well since the goal. They've just started to make things a little harder. As I say that though, Pascal Struijk turns away and he shows his deceptive pace. It's to McCarron. Huggins is in on the inside. Takes a touch. There's plenty of bodies in there. Costa, Roberts, Greenwood. Here is Pascal Struijk looking for Costa once more, who's just dropped off the shoulder. Again, he's going to take them on, get to the byline, turns inside, held the Costa. Can he finish? Turns again. Costa strikes. Beautiful. And Leeds have their second goal, and Helder Costa shows that touch of class. Takes on 3, fires it into the far corner, and a superb introduction at half-time has worked wonders. Leeds United 2, West Brom 1.
What a goal. What fantastic individual brilliance from Helder. He's been threatening it, playing that deeper role in this second half, but that's when he's at his best, driving into the box, committing defenders. And let me tell you, I've been watching this goal over and over again tonight, because the footwork when he picks this ball up here, he's got 4 or 5 bodies around him, chops inside, thinks he's going to shoot, chops onto his right, he's got the finish to hit the far side netting. And you have to say, second half, I think we've deserved it. I think we've been superb, we've been excellent, been a different beast of a team. And I'm delighted for Helder to get on the score sheet.
Yeah, brilliant, really is. And you can see the keeper so frustrated at his defence, but I'm not sure they could have done much about that, such as the brilliance from Costa. And now Leeds have to stay switched on. West Brom will be seething that they've let this lead slip. I think they've been really good today, West Brom, but Leeds in the second half, as you say, Ben, have just demanded so much more of themselves, but they've given the ball away here. West Brom look like they've got the bit between their teeth, but here comes Huggins, and Leeds have the pace to really kill this game on the counter. McCarron, Greenwood's trying to get into the box, that's where he likes to be. McCarron, it is towards Greenwood, it's over the top. Camworth, beautiful touch, goes for the second with a strike, and he's just put far too much spin on that shot. Great touch, Bender, to take it inside. It confused everybody. I think he's had a good game today, Bobby Camworth, despite not getting the goal he would like. He's been a real thorn in their side all afternoon. And the pace has just undone West Brom. A couple of first-team players. That, I mean, from West Brom's point of view, it's an encouragement. It's a sign, Ben, again, that the PL2 is such a competitive league. Leeds have had 2 first-teamers come on, help them get through it, and the youngsters have adapted and they've found a way to win. But this is a real morale boost. The score stays the same. Confidence levels will be sky high for Leeds, because it's such a big response after Newcastle. They've had so many weeks to put this right as well.
Oh, it will be a massive 3 points with this. All I would say is, Tom, can you stick some lights on, because I don't want this game to end at the moment. Really enjoying how we're playing so far. But you're right, we've got to see this through, see it out, and be a vital 3 points for the campaign.
Yeah, Casey out towards Costa. Costa looking for Huggins again, who's just charging forward, tries to get there. The defender gets a touch to it, but Huggins still in possession. McCarron might want to drop a little deeper for him. Here's Pascal Struijk once more, as Ben mentioned, such an influential player in this second half. Just popping up where Leeds need him. Just trying to lead them around the park, making sure everyone is aware of his position. As here is Costa again. He's done this so many times today. Dropped 10 yards off the nearest marker. just to allow Leeds to get the ball. Huggins to Costa. Leeds going in pursuit of a third. Roberts pings the ball to Costa again. Now he tries to make the run in behind. Costa dances past one, enjoying himself out there. And now to Huggins once more. Into strike, his pass is very strong. Costa shows a little bit too much to the West Brom defender that had enough of other Costa taking people on, so he tries to smash the ball away from him and does so. A couple of minutes left of this PL2 Division 2 clash. Here's McCarran. McCarran is thrown to the floor, and Leeds get a free kick in another good position. I think Lee McLaren has plugged on nicely, Ben, as well. Some classy touches, always in the right sort of space. Now can Sam Greenwood do something from here? Now Greenwood, I think, was lining this one up, as Tyler Roberts just said something to him that made him think twice, unless Roberts wants to make a run from deep and do it on his own. He got Strike just behind him. Leeds do have bodies in the box though. Tyler Roberts, they are going to take this shot. Roberts trying to play it back. Strike has options with Huggins, and Leeds didn't send the two centre backs forward. Greenwood gets the ball, gets a double deflection. He's unlucky there, Sam Greenwood. And West Brom in the sort of area that Leeds United want them. That'll be a free kick. Roberts is punished, and into the stoppage time we come. Finally someone's put some lights on, Ben.
Yes, we're extending, Tom.
Take your time, guys. The second half, it's been a game of two halves, Ben. Have you got a man of the match that's a leading candidate in the second half for you today?
I think the second half has just been night and day compared to the performance levels, but no, just trying to break off here. West Brom trying to get back into the game.
Yeah, just see what they can do as Leeds trying to push them away. Ball across their face. It was a dangerous one, and Leeds got away with it. The left back, which was George Harmon, couldn't get a touch to it, and Pascal Strike brings it away. I said earlier about Leeds, got to be careful as Greenwood holds up the ball. This West Brom team really have given everything. Worked out to the left. It has been a collective effort, hasn't every single player in the first half that has stayed on us up there a game, and those that have come onto the pitch have made a big difference as well. So it's not as if one has maybe stood out for you today. No,
not all. But I would say Tyler Roberts, if I mentioned it 5-10 minutes ago, has been superb. Look, trying to close down Chase, and I always talk about when the first team players come and play with the under-23s, can the younger players learn off them? I tell you what, Bobby Canwa, they can see, just going over to near Tyler Roberts, he should be looking at his performance and learning so much from this, because this is how you kind of need to be, the levels you want to try and get it to be, getting involved with the first team. But you know, as a collective in the second half, I think we've been excellent. Bit of joy to watch at times.
Yes, certainly has. And Drame's pass to Huggins is a joy to watch as he goes across then to Costa again. The drop of the shoulder just gives him the space he needs. Just slips as he tries to find a way. That defender's had a bit of success last couple of minutes, and Huggins once more. It's strange how now Huggins is right-footed, and yet he's played okay at right back, but always seems to excel at left back.
I think we're just rewriting the criteria for a left back at the club. You see Stuart Dallas, how well he plays there at left back, and then Niall Huggins. I think you're right. I think he's superb at left back. His defending capabilities, they've come on so much as well, because going forward he glides past people, we know that. But he's turning into a real good player at left back, making it his own at the moment, that position.
Yeah, certainly is. As here is McCarran. McCarran tries to skip away, and he's managed to win Leeds United a throw-in. Stoppage time ticks by, and Leeds just need to try and see this one out. No more fancy play if it's not needed. Get the victory, get the win, bounce back after that defeat to Newcastle, and learn from what has been a very good West Brom performance. As Roberts into Koda Drame again. He's got so much space. Leeds are trying to exploit it. It's to Canwa. the energy levels of Godadrame trying to help out Greenwood. Camera once more, and that is it. Leeds United's comeback is successful. What a second half display from Mark Jackson's men. The tactics worked perfectly, and a game of two halves. So they fell behind through Diaby's effort. Roberts and Costa stepping off the bench to score 2 goals in 6 minutes. Leeds United don't play in the 23s PL2 until the week of the 14th of December. It's Aston Villa next up for them, but so good Leeds United in that second half display. Myself, Tom Hill, Ben Parker. Once again, Ben, thanks for joining us. And that is the end of our LUTV coverage today. Full time, 2-1.